and thanks for joining me for another Cuppa and a Card with Melissa. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Raymond, Alberta, Canada, and this summer it will have been 7 years since we moved here from New Brunswick, and we were really looking forward to getting the whole family back there this summer for the first time since our move. And we're feeling pretty bummed about the fact that that doesn't look like it's gonna happen. So the other day I went and I bought this stamp set that came out a year ago that I wanted from the beginning, but I talked myself out of it. And well, it reminds me of home, and it's called Sailing Home. And it just arrived last night. And I thought, well, if I can't get home, at least I can make projects with a nautical theme, and that it makes me happy to do that. So this is actually gonna be my first project with this stamp set that I just got. So thanks for joining me. I hope you like it, and let's get stamping. Okay, so we're simply going to start with a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I just have a piece of Designer Series paper from the Sailing Home suite, and it is 3 5/8 across and 5 1/2 long, and I just glued those together. No folding, just flat. The folded part is this piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I believe that is 2 3/4 across, and it's the full length of the cardstock, so 11. And I just folded that in half. Now to get started, we're going to make a window in this piece of Whisper White, so I'm just going to use one of my layering circle dies to cut that out, and I'll be right back. Okay. Now we're going to make this look like a porthole. So I think that's the name of it. Anyway, I should know that. But anyway, a window looking out from a boat, and we're going to have a sea scene behind it. So this is my window, and I thought that the perfect little embellishment would be these metallic pearls. They come in gold and silver. So we're just going to add some as if they were bolts around this window on our ship. And I'm just going to visualize, I'm just going to try to line it up, not going to measure, just going to try to eyeball each little pearl. So right now I'm just going to try to get it right in between the two that are already there, and then my next one I want to get directly across. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that on. I really like the multi-purpose liquid glue because it's a good strong glue, and also it's quite forgiving. So if you stick it down and it's not quite in the right place, you have a minute to move it around. Maybe not a full minute technically, but a few seconds to move it around before it's dry. Okay, so next would be our sentiment. Just bring this in. This sentiment has a lovely script that has some fine details, so I thought we would use the Stamparatus just in case we need to stamp it twice, so it's dark enough. Yes, we will. That looks good. Okay, our sentiment is ready, and I just cut that out with the smooth sailing dies, of course, that go along with this stamp set. You can get those bundled together for 10% off. All right, got my dimensionals. I'm just going to tie around some of this twine. This twine is retiring. I'll be sad to see it go. The retiring list is up right now, so it's a great chance to check out what's going so that you're sure that you don't miss any of your favorites. I've got one pair of scissors for twine and ribbon and the other one for paper, and I keep mixing them up. Okay, so I've got my twine on there. Space it out a bit. it. And then we'll just add our sentiment here. We need to get our scene ready for the inside of this card. I'm gonna bring in the Stamparatus, and we'll just lay in our circle here so we get an idea of where we need to be stamping, just a point of reference. And magnet in place, that looks good. And I'm gonna be using Stays On today because I wanna do a little bit of, not watercolor per se, but I'm gonna be blending with the watercolor pencil crayons and the blender pen. So Stays On is your best bet for it not to smudge and run. So we'll get this down here. Okay, and I think I'll just add some little birds in the sky too, maybe just with a regular block. Whoops, that worked, okay. The birds made my card take flight. Now you can see this pretty scene poking through our window. We're just gonna add a little color to it for fun. You could leave it as is. It's kind of cute like that, but I think I'd like to add some color. So we're gonna bring in the watercolor pencils, and I like to keep them in one of these cases that you can buy separately. And I just keep one of the blender pens right in there with the watercolor pencils, so they're always ready for me when I need them. Always ready to blend with my coloring. So we'll need some blue for the water. And let's see what else we've got here. Some red. And I don't really know what we're gonna use today. Try a few different things here. Like those ones. Okay. Just gonna add a little bit of blue for the water. And it doesn't really matter if it looks scribbly at this point, because when you go back over with the blender pen, it's going to make it look really nice and smooth. Okay, I think we're ready to blend. So what I like to do is I just blend with one color at a time. So when I'm done blending one color, the red, I just kind of rub it on the paper until all that red is gone, and then just move on to the next color. So the blender pen essentially is a marker, a water-based marker, without any color in it. So it allows you to move around ink and watercolor pencil crayons. Probably other things too that I haven't tried. But I have tried it with our inks and with the watercolor pencils, and it works beautifully. It really adds a nice finish. So now it's just a matter of putting our card together. We're just about done. And this was a fold that I first saw when my friend in Upline sent me a card in the mail. And I just thought it was so cute, with this slender piece in the middle as the main part of the card, and you can just add your sentiment here. So I put my own spin on it with this nautical theme, and I'm loving it. This is the one I made just before the video to make sure that I was on the right track with my thought process. This one was a little bit smaller, and I decided I wanted to have more of a view. So with these ones I used larger circles, but still from the same set of dies from the layering circles. And yeah, this one I just added another boat on top, made the scene look a little bit more busy. But both work, and I'm really pleased with them. I can't wait to create more with this bundle. It's a beauty, and I'm glad to have it, and I'm glad that you joined me today. And I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.